Yes, my name is Kathy, and I am doing my content presentation for Liberty University in my class of Psychology 512. Welcome. Yes, my name. When you think about yourself, what do you think of? How you look, how you dress, or do you think about your personality? I'm a good person. I think about other people's feelings, whether they like me or not. These are just some of the things that we all think about and is what contributes to our self-image. In this discussion, we are going to look at the different ways that the readings describe how we ourselves and how we see ourselves and how others see us. The readings this week discuss how we measure our self-concept, how we compare this to the way we perceive that other people see us. We also look at how we see other people. We will explore how our own self-esteem colors how we think and are viewed by those around us, the difference between low self-esteem and high self-esteem, and if this is really the way you are, or if this is or if our view is just clouded by the situations around us. We will look to see if the situations we find ourselves in color how we see ourselves, if it colors how others see us. We are going to first begin by looking at um, how we can recognize what others are thinking and feeling. And we are also going to look at the way in which we can um, change the way that people see us. First, we're going to look at how our facial expressions um, give away what we're thinking and what we're feeling. Um, we're going to see how these can affect the way people see us and how they will look at us and see. Um, there are so many facial expressions and things that are universal, that are the same in every culture, whether you're happy, angry, um, whether you're surprised. These do not change by culture or by ethnicity. Everyone shows these things in the same way. It is, and by that way we are able to understand how people feel without saying words, just by looking at their body language, at the way the way their face looks, whether they're angry or sad, and then this will give us a clue on how we should be treating these people. When looking at the way that others view us can either raise our self-esteem or it can lower our self-esteem. We as a people tend to want to compare ourselves to others, to make ourselves to be better or less because of how we see other people. We look at those that are around us and we think that they are either smarter or more athletic or more capable than we are, and this can lower our self-esteem. But if we look at others and we see that we are smarter or we see ourselves as being more popular, then we think this tends to raise our self-esteem. Um, when our family members tell us that we are good at something, we tend to believe this, and this can also raise your self-esteem. You want to look and see how you see yourself more than how others see you. And this can give you more confidence and make you a more outgoing person. Many people can judge themselves by looking and seeing, am I outgoing? Am I personable? Am I able to communicate with other people? Or there's others who see themselves as being more introverted, more aware of how they tend to be more watchful. They watch others more than and they tend to see themselves as being very shy. In this, we all have these tendencies and we need to be aware of them, and maybe this will help us to change how we see ourselves and how others see us. Another thing that tends to shape how we see ourselves and our self-esteem is our cultures. In some cultures, people see themselves as an individual. What they do, what they think is done by themselves. They make themselves who they are. They, um, in most European and American cultures, this is true. We are individually oriented. We want everyone to see us as an individual, not as someone as a collective. Now, in Asian cultures and in some of the other cultures in Africa and so forth, um, it is a community. It um, is a culturalistic society. They see themselves as being a part of the community. What they do is done for the community and to show solidarity with their community. These people want to be more, they are identified by how their culture is seen. They, instead of just by themselves. When in America they do things, it is for people to see them in a better light. When in Asia or one of these other cultures, it is so that they can see the whole community, the family, in a better light. Or and by this they are able to um, feel better about themselves. Next, we'll look at how religion uh, plays a role in how we see ourselves. Those who believe that there is a being greater than us, watching over us and leading us, are more likely to do more good and to uh, want to help others. Um, we feel that it is important to do good and to resist evil, and when God is watching. Research has shown that people do strive to be better people whenever they believe in a God that watches over them and is leading them towards being better people. That He is judging them and going to and then forgiving them for what they do wrong. They tend to want to do better, to be better, to um, and they see themselves as being better people. We're now going to look at how word of mouth can affect people's perceptions of things. If people are giving you a negative word of mouth, then it can impact you to view something in a negative light, such as a food you might eat or something that you would be looking to buy at the store. If you ask people how this, whether they like it or if they've used it and how it was affected them, and if it's negative, then you will probably not buy it. Whereas if it's a positive, you will go ahead and get that product, even if it turns out you don't like it in the end. This is an interpersonal way for people to give their opinion on something. It's word of mouth. It's people telling you what they think of what it is that you are interested in. This can also affect how you see other people. If someone is giving you negative comments about a person, you will tend to shy away from that person and not um, um, interact with them, or you will not give them a chance to show you whether that person was right or wrong. Negative comments can influence us in many different ways, so you have to watch out and be sure to look at it from all angles, from every side, in order to form an opinion on that. In conclusion, I would like to touch on the points that this presentation is trying to make. We are all social beings, and this does influence how we see ourselves and others. We will compare the way we behave to others either to make ourselves feel better or to give ourselves a goal to work toward. When we measure our self-worth, we look to others to give us validation or to help us to see what we can improve on. We look at those who are most like us and we see ourselves in their eyes to help us to know that we matter. We look to God for help in what we do and what we say, and to show us how we might be a better person and to show more compassion for others. People are very complex, and through research we may be able to understand a little better how they feel and think. So ask yourself, how do I see myself and how do I think of others? How do I think others see me? Do they see me as a good person, as a friendly person? Do they see me as someone who is awkward and shy and unable to um, communicate my feelings? There are so many different ways we can judge others in our opinions and ourselves. We look to ourselves and we try to see what others see in us, when many times we just need to be able to see and to know how we feel about ourselves.